Hello everyone, welcome back to the Java course 2023. In this video, we will discuss about the switch case and how do we use it. Okay, so to understand it, let's suppose you have to guess a number between 1 to 5. Okay, so whichever number you guess or whichever number you write, according to that, something has to be printed or some operations need to be done. So how do you know that which operation or which number you have guessed or which operation or which number you have given? So you can say that we can do it easily using if else, as you have learned in the previous video. That's a right answer. But sometimes there are situations in which you want to use a different thing. You can be bored of writing if else statements so many times and checking again and again. Okay, this if this number equal to this, then do this, else if this number equal to this number. So you have to write multiple if else statement and it can be sometimes boring. So Java has provided a new way of writing the conditions and matching the conditions and executing them based on that. So here comes the switch case. Now switch case till JDK, before JDK 17, how it was written, we will first discuss about that, and then we will discuss about a new syntax that is introduced as a full feature in JDK 17. And you can decide which feature or which type of switch case you want to use. So suppose you have a number, suppose number is 5, and you want to, so you decided to choose 5 between 1 to 5. Okay, now how switch case works, it has a keyword switch, then you have to write inside the, you have to pass up a particular condition. So the, it's not actually condition, you have to match against something, you have to pass a data against which the cases will be matched. Okay, that's why it's switch and case. So suppose you pass n, that okay, I will pass the value of n, and if anything matches with the value of n, if any case is there which matches with the value of n, execute that. So you write, you put a curly braces, then go inside, write case, and then you write the conditions, or you write results. So first is 1. So in case 1, case 1 means, here 1 means the value of n. Okay, so if the value of n is 1, then you say just print I guessed 1. Okay, that's simple as that. Then there can be another case in which you can guess 2. So you can write I guessed 2. Similarly, for case 3, we can write S out, I guessed 3. For case 4, you can write I guessed 4. And finally, for another case, for case 5, since we have to guess between 1 to 5, so we are taking between 1 to 5. I guessed 5. So as you can see that it's very easier to write this instead of so many if and else. So now if you try to print this, then since the value of n is 5 and it matches with the case value 5, so it printed I guessed 5. As you can see here, I increase the size now. Okay, I hope you can see. So this is how switch case works. But suppose you want now another number you guessed is 3. Okay, so let's see if it is giving the right result. So if you try to print, it's weird now. Why? It's saying I guessed 3, I guessed 4, I guessed 5. But you only guessed 3, you didn't guess 4 or 5. So you will say, what's the problem now? So the basically how the switch case have worked is, whenever one case matches, suppose this 3 has matched, so it prints this statement associated with this case, and then it prints all other cases, and it do not check for the case again then, right? Now this is a big flaw in the switch statement before JDK 17 also. So to fix this flaw, there is a special keyword we can use it, and that is break. So you can use break. Now what break will do is, once it prints this statement, it will come out of the switch case itself, so that no other cases are printed. So you can write break here, you can write break here, and you can write break here, and then finally you don't need to write break here because after 5 there is no switch case statement. Okay, so now you try to do that again. So you see that we have got the right answer. I guess 3. Now we are humans, right? We can do mistakes. So suppose you printed or you guessed 7. You wrote 7. You passed 7 for fun, maybe. Not because of error, but because of fun. We can have fun. It's fine. So you try to print now. So nothing is getting printed. But ideally, we should receive some message that we have gone wrong. Otherwise, how do we understand? So in this case, we have another statement that is called default case, you can say. And in this default case, we can write, I guessed something not in range 1 to 5. Okay, so that can be one thing. So this is a default case. Now since this is another case, we have to put a break statement again here. So break here again. Okay, now if you try to run this, then since no case matched up, you have passed 7 and there is no case 7, so it printed the default one. I guessed something not in range 1 to 5. So this is how switch case have worked in previously in Java before JDK 17. And if you are working or you are going to work in enterprise projects in Java, then you can see that this type of syntax is used there. So you need to familiarize yourself with this. But starting with JDK 17, there is another way in which we can write switch case. So let me remove this switch. How do we write that? So it's also the similar syntax, switch and put the brackets, but this time you have to write case 1, put the arrow sign, and suppose you are printing, so you can say I guessed 1. Okay, that's all. For all other cases, so for all other cases you can write in the similar fashion. So I just copy paste all in the similar way. Okay, I reuse them again. Okay, so this is a new syntax, and the beauty of this syntax is we don't have to use break. So we can also write a default. Okay, default s out, and you can write I guessed something not in range of 1 to 5. That's perfect. And if you try to run again, it is working. If you try to, now let's see if really we don't need to use break. So if you try this, you are getting I guess 2, and without getting or without writing break statement or break keyword. So that's a very cool syntax also, right? Another beauty of this switch case, of this modern switch case, is you can use this switch case not just as statement but also as expressions. So expression, uh, through expressions I mean that you can assign the values of whatever result you want to get from cases. So suppose you want, no, I don't want to print this I guessed 1, but I want to stores in it in the variable. So what you can do is you can remove this system.out completely. Okay, so let me first remove this system.out. Okay, and then I show you how can you do that. Okay, so we have removed it out, but it's giving error. Why giving error? Because now it is a statement. So how do we store it? We can store it in a string. I run this one, and you see there, we are getting I guess 2. You can return integer, you can do anything. Suppose you want, no, I want something else. I want to do some operations also. So for even numbers, you can also write expressions like put a bracket here, and then you can, suppose you want to calculate square of something, so you calculate square of 2 into 2. Perfect. You want to calculate square whenever you get a even case. Okay, so I calculated the square, and then we use a special keyword to return. So this keyword is yield. So yield, and then you can write I guessed 2, and the square of 2 is, using string concatenation you can use this, and you can write sq. Now let's run again and see, you get this result perfectly, right? So this is how we can use our modern switch case using, if you are using the JDK 17, right? So this is a very cool syntax that is used in Java currently, and I hope you have understood how switch cases are used. So that's all for this video. I hope you have understood about the switch case and how you can use it to solve some of the various different cases or some of the different problems, rather than writing the long if else statements. So that's all for this video. I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.